What's going on, everybody? David here from Bluckers Videos and Toys, and today we are going to be checking out the Cinemark exclusive Jurassic World Rebirth Tyrannosaurus Rex headbust popcorn container. Now, this is one of the top of the list of things I wanted to get when it came to movie merchandise at theaters, and so happy to pick this up. And I had called my local Cinemark and I asked them if they had it in stock. They said yes, but it's only very limited. So whatever amount they have, that's what they got. So I just went ahead and made a run for it and grabbed one. So very happy to add to it. The only downside about this is the size, and for the cost that you're paying for it, probably doesn't really justify it at all. But nonetheless, I still like it. I'm still happy to have it. So this is like one of the things I really wanted to add. Like I said, when it came to movie theater merch, when it comes to the popcorn bins and containers and cups and things like that. So I will be going back and I will be getting the other tins and cups that come along with it. So very excited about it. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So this is the head bust of the Tyrannosaurus Rex, and I must say the detail is pretty good, and so it's hollow plastic, of course. You know, it's for you to put popcorn in it. So here is the back piece where you have to open up, which we will get to here in a little bit. I just wish that instead of having it back there, I think it would have made more sense to have the opening here where you can just like open the top up, you know, and get in there. But apparently that's not how they designed it. But I think that's the only flaw in that. And I've also heard people wish that you could just open the mouth up and then just grab it from the mouth. But if you're going to have a bust like this, I don't think that would really work, you know, unless if you have the T-Rex looking up and then you just open up the mouth like that. But still, I don't know. I like it this way better. I just wish that opening was here. So, but then again, I can see why that they put it in the back. But like I mentioned earlier, the size should have made it a little bit bigger, and you'll see here in a little bit. But overall, the design looks great. You know, it's this brown hollow plastic that's molded in like this. Of course, you know, here's the snout, and here's the neck portion right there. They included all the wrinkles inside the neck and everything. So the way they have the head, it looks like it's like a humanoid, where, you know, the way they have it displayed or molded in, like this is like the neck, and then the shoulders would be right here, you know. So, but interesting, but nonetheless, still cool. Still happy to have this thing. So, but yeah, I do like the fact that they add the creasings and the folds right here on this side, and then you got a little bit of creasing here at the bottom, and then here at the back is the back of the neck and the head. So it's just, there's no paint or anything or airbrushing back there. So here on this side, you got more of the wrinkling and folds right there, and then here at the bottom, and then here in the front, you know, here, that's where the neck is right there. Got the little creases of muscular structure right there, and then the head sculpt looks pretty good. Not bad for a hollow plastic popcorn container. And you got the wrinkling in the nose right there. But right here, you don't have that creasing right there on this side, but you do have a little bit right there. But then again, now that I realize that's the battle damage, that's where the scratch mark is, where the T-Rex did a battle with whatever and then got clawed here at the snout. So now looking at it now, that's what it is. I don't know why I thought it was a wrinkling or fold, but then again, it's like smooth on that side. But then you got the scratch marks here on this side. So now that makes sense. It adds up. And then you got the nostrils right there, nice detail right there. And then here on the eyes, I did have to look at a few of them because the way they had the eyes, the pupil was all centered right there. But this one looks good from where it's at. And the same thing on this side. That looks good for where it's at too. I don't know if you can really see that, but it looks pretty good. So I've seen somebody that picked this up and their eyes were like a little off-centered and a little bit of bleed to it too as well. So this was the best one I could find at my location. So the other ones were like one was like a little bit backwards and one was like looking up a little bit. So, but as far as the paint goes, got a little bit of airbrushing. Kind of got this yellowish or goldish airbrushing going on. So you got it all around the neck and everything, and here on the side back there, and then here around the front and the neck, and on this side right there on the side of the neck, there on the head. And then you got it all the way around the lower jaw right there, all on this side too, and then you got a little bit here on the snout on both sides, and then here on the top of the head you got it right there. So you got nothing here on the back or anything like that. So but nicely done. Got the little touch up here around the eyes, you know, right there too on this side. So very happy about that. So now here comes the portion where you can open it up to grab your popcorn if you choose to do so. So I'm not going to be using it for popcorn. This is for display purposes only. So you just open that up, it slides open, and then you just reach in and grab your popcorn. So you can probably fill this all the way up, and then if you wanted to, I think, I was trying to see if I can get these flaps out the way. But I think it's hollow enough to where it can fill up to the top, maybe all the way to the snout. So that's what, yeah, I think that's what it looks like to me. So, but yeah, there's the hollowness right there. That's what it looks like here. Then I know you can't see that, but but yeah, so it's enough room. But yeah, just a little awkward in how they have this right there. So, that being said, overall, this is a great looking tin. I like it. This was $30, you know, plus tax. So, do I think it's worth the $30? I guess it varies, but like I said, it's a little bit on the smaller side. So, that being said, we're going to do a little bit of comparisons. So, the first comparison is a drink container for the Minions movie. So, you can tell this thing's way bigger than the T-Rex head, and I think that was like $15. So for a drink container from the Minions, $15, $30. So you tell me. All right, next up is the Venom popcorn container, the head. Again, I think this was like 25, I believe. So 25, 30. Now, if the head portion was about as big as that, okay, I could see that. But you got the head and then the neck portion and everything. This is about the same size as the head itself, you know. So you get more bang with your buck right here, because you can tell right here where this portion opens up and you can grab the popcorn out of. They should have made it like that right here. So, but then again, you know, with the neck portion right there, kind of not as wide, so I could see why they did it in the back. But if this was a little bit bigger, they made this thing like maybe twice as big, but this size. If they made this here about big as that, then it could have worked. That's what should have done, you know. For them to make it as small as they did, you know, it's kind of a shame in my book. But nonetheless, I'm very happy to have it, because this is one of the things I really wanted, you know. So, all right, one more comparison. And here is the final comparison next to one of my favorite pieces. Now, I got this on clearance. I think I got this from clearance for like $10 at my local Cinemark. And originally, I think this was $30. So, again, this was $30, original price, and this is $30 right here. So, as you can tell, you get the bowl, you get a figure, and you get a base. So, this is from Captain America, Brave New World. And so, again, you tell me what's more justifiable, this or this when it comes to price point. So like I said, you get a bowl, a base, and a figure. You know, you put your popcorn here compared to a head that's about the same size. So if you want to compare it, look how big this is compared to this, you know, compared, you know, overall. Look at that. You get more bang for your buck for this than you would for this, as far as when it comes to being able to get use out of it and things like that. So overall, it's a good concept, but it's a little bit on the small side. So I ask, do you think it was worth the money? No. Do you think it's worth for the collectible aspect ability for it? Yes. But this should have been, if it wasn't because of the Jurassic World name, the licensing, then this probably would have been like maybe $20, give or take 25 at the most. But $30 is a little bit steep for a small container like this, when this should be at least a little bit bigger, at least twice the size. Probably wouldn't say twice the size, but at least about as big enough for kind of like next to the Venom head. It should be in that size. Then it probably would have been justifiable a little bit. But again, I got it because it was on top of my list, and it's something I wanted to add to the collection, and I'm very happy that I did. Wasn't so happy about the price, but overall, as far as the collectible ability for it and for the display piece, yes, I love it. So anyways, let me know in the comments below what you think of this thing, and would you be adding it to the collection? Would you pay for it? Would you buy it to add to the collection, or is this something that you would be interested in adding? And let me know. And don't forget, where's the wisdom? Buy what you love and not what you like, because if you buy what you like, you always end up getting rid of it. And I will catch y'all later.